nickel for every single time that I use this ponytail extension for a Chronically Online Girl video, then I would have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice in a row, okay? It's true. I am very versatile in my craft. I have range, okay? 1 minute I'm Arianka, the next I'm Jojo Siwa. Anyway, today we're talking about Jojo Siwa's humiliation ritual that she has been going through because clearly she has sold her soul to the devil. It's the Illuminati. What a shame. Save Jojo. Hashtag save Jojo 2024. Honestly, such a shame about like what is happening with Jojo Siwa because she has been causing so much damage to this country. Like the other day, plates shifted and there was a huge earthquake in Philadelphia, New York, New Jersey. It was rough. First of all, I need to show you my makeup up close because I spent a lot of time on it. You know what, maybe that's too close. Maybe we didn't need to do that. Before we do get started, I want to give a big thank you to Canon today for gifting me something so special. Because of my Chronically Online Girl videos, they heard about my issue with having to go to the store constantly to print out my photos and how much easier it would be if I'm able to do that from my own house, considering I do make these videos very often. And I've had issues before with the printing and the colors and the paper and it just not being exactly what I wanted. So they decided to send me the Canon ProGraph Pro 1000, which is so incredibly kind of them. It's arguably one of the best printers that they have ever engineered. And professional photographers love this printer so much. And even people like me who just need to, you know, print out big ass photos of Jojo Siwa love it as well. Oh, and Trisha. It also has a very fast photo printing, which is exactly what I need for these videos. If you're in the market looking to get a new printer, check out the Canon ProGraph Pro 1000. And also other great options are the Pixma Pro 200 and the imagePROGRAF Pro 300. Thank you, Canon! Also a quick shout out to Tyler Bender for doing the rise and downfall of Jojo Siwa. She did an awesome video about it. We're kind of channeling different looks right now. That's okay. It's 2 in the morning right now. I'm not gonna have time to take these photos down by the time I go to sleep. So I'm gonna wake up to Jojo Siwa. I'm gonna go to sleep with Jojo Siwa, I'm gonna wake up with Jojo Siwa, and I'm probably gonna carry out the next few days with Jojo Siwa because I'm not gonna feel like taking these photos down. This one's coming down though. Abby Lee Miller, you get lost. Let's get started. Joelle Joni Siwa was born in Omaha, Nebraska on May 19, 2003 to Jessalyn Lombardi, a professional dance instructor from Iowa, and Tom Siwa, a chiropractor from Nebraska. She has one sibling, an older brother named Jaden Siwa, who's also a vlogger. I'm about 4 years older than Jojo Siwa. You know, she keeps talking about how she like is an adult now finally and people need to start treating her like an adult and she's in this like adult phase of her life and everyone's like making fun of her and being like, Jojo, you've been an adult for a while. Like, why are you like pushing this emphasis? I kind of have the opposite issue of Jojo where I am 24, 4 years older than her. And I feel like I kind of need people to stop treating me like an adult. I keep getting these like weird emails that apparently like all adults start getting, but it's like, oh, fill out this W-9. Oh, fill out this W-2. Oh, it's the IRS. You owe this much money for your taxes back in 2021. Hey, you're going to face severe legal action if you don't pay this fee. What's your social security number? As if anybody knows that off the top of their head. They don't. Anyway, so I don't know why Jojo is in such a rush to be perceived as like this adult. So I got like an email today about someone trying to take my identity because I sent them my social security number through email. Like, I don't know, it's just stressful. Don't grow up too fast. You probably already know, and if you don't, you're a liar or a loser or both. Jojo Siwa started her career as a top 5 finalist and the youngest contestant on the 2nd season of Abby's Ultimate Dance Competition, produced by Abby Lee Miller of Dance Moms. She appeared on the show with her mother and was eliminated in week 9.
It's my mission in life to make Jojo a star.
Soon she began the most. February 2015, the birth of an influencer. She's 12 at this point, okay?
Hey everyone, it's Jojo. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, you guys! Oh my gosh!
Jojo Siwa launched her YouTube channel, It's Jojo Siwa, in February 2015, gaining over 12 million subscribers. Which, like, okay, like, big whoop. I'm pretty close to that. I just don't think that you should be, like, praised for having 12 million subscribers when you're, like, 13 years old. Like, it's not that hard. In March 2017, Jojo accepted the award for Favorite Viral Music Artist at Nickelodeon's Kids' Choice Awards. Nickelodeon loved Jojo. They ate Jojo up. This next information isn't relevant to the wall at all, but I just feel like it's important to know, okay? March 2019, Kim Kardashian and Northwest hung out with Jojo. I remember Northwest was losing her shit over Jojo. I need to see current day Northwest and current day Jojo Siwa in a room together. Expeditiously, like now. Okay, so this is Jojo Siwa's biggest slay. January 2021, out and proud, Jojo Siwa came out on Instagram wearing a shirt that says, "Best gay cousin ever. This was everything. I am gonna say something that's definitely problematic. Listen, I didn't like this when people did this to me. When I was in high school, people had like bets. Like, okay, when is Nicole gonna come out? When is it gonna happen? When is it gonna happen? She likes girls, duh. And I hated that. I was like, don't do that shit. That's probably why I go so hard for being like, I'm unlabeled. However, I remember being younger and making a bet with my friend about when Jojo Siwa was gonna come out. We were both like, she's gay. Like, Jojo gay. Jojo gay. However, when Jojo came out though, she went from being this like cringy, awkward, like favorite amongst children to like now entering this like new level where everyone was supporting her, especially at like the height of TikTok and everything and the pandemic. We love that Jojo is one of us. It was also kind of like unexpected that as this like Nickelodeon superstar and like the biggest artist among young kids was coming out. It was very, very noble of her. She should be very, very proud of herself. And I'm sure that she has inspired so many other young kids to feel comfortable coming out or being their true and authentic selves. So honestly, Jojo did a lot of great by doing that. So then if you thought like, oh my God, people couldn't stand Jojo enough, June 2021, her and her girlfriend celebrated Pride Month. Kylie and Jojo. Kylie Prue. This is her like longtime best friend who she revealed that she had feelings for, and they started dating, and she was featured like on her TikTok and her Instagram, and they were always spotted at like Disney World. It was very, very cute. There are like fan cams still to this day of their relationship. It was really, really cute and special to see young lesbians living their life out and proud. Unfortunately, her and Kylie were very off and on, but it was definitely like a very big deal for Jojo to be in her like first serious relationship and how open she was about it. So in October 2021, she was on Dancing with the Stars. This is where like a lot of rumors were spreading around like, oh my God, did her and Kylie break up? Are they still together? Are they not together? Like, what's going on? So Jojo Siwa competed with partner Jenna Johnson on season 30 of Dancing with the Stars, making history as the first same-sex pair. They had some amazing, wonderful dances. A lot of people were kind of like, why is Jojo allowed to compete when she's already a dancer? Like, is this not supposed to be people who do not have a background in dancing? But Dancing with the Stars, it's just like literally anyone and everyone who will get them ratings and views. So there was so much speculation about Jojo having this huge crush on her partner, Jenna Johnson, which they have a very significant age gap between each other. She was also in a relationship. Nonetheless, this sparked a lot of rumors and controversy at the time. And then in April 2022, she cut her ponytail off. Ponytail's so iconic. I pulled it out today. I was trying to do like a mix of the past and the present, you know what I mean? I'm not doing that. Sorry, I can't do it. However, I will carry around 10 pounds of hair on my head. I didn't really think that I was ever going to use this more than once, and I'm just like really happy that I'm getting my money's worth, like all $24. So it's important to note that Jojo has collabed with like every YouTuber under the sun. Remember when I said that she was mainly around a lot of adults? Here's just to list some of the people that she has collabed with that are adults. Shane Dawson, James Charles, Colleen Ballinger, her sister Rachel Ballinger, Megan Trainor. Oh, but she did collab with someone who was in similar age, which is Emma Chamberlain. The relationship that Jojo has had with Colleen Ballinger and James Charles has been very questioned still to this day. This is all alleged, and these are not things that Jojo has ever said, but a lot of people online have expressed their feelings that they think that Colleen Ballinger has also groomed Jojo. Jojo was very, very young when she first started appearing in Colleen Ballinger videos, sometimes saying very inappropriate, weird things to her, making her do weird and inappropriate things.
Next thing is you are not supposed to dress porn when you are dancing, and I can see your entire legs. Stop it! You're like 5 years old! You don't even know what I sell? What kind of Rafiee are you? Stop eating! Also, I'm just now realizing your shirt says milk all over it.
You do not like
You drink milk?
Yes.
You know that comes from a private part?
Do you know that you drank milk when you were a kid?
No, I did not.
Well, you never
If my mom tried to make me drink that, I would be like, get away, pervert. I'm not drinking that out of your private.
Whoa!
There is quite the age gap between Colleen and her sister and Jojo, and as adults to be like hanging out with her constantly and kind of like capitalizing off of her was always a bit strange. But to this day, Jojo still defends Colleen Ballinger. She went on the Howie Mandel podcast and was like, I love Colleen, like, and I stand by her.
Are you friends with Colleen Ballinger still?
This is the first time that I've talked about this, so I just want to make sure I say my exact piece that I want to say. The internet can take a lie and run so far with it, so far. I know Colleen very, very, very well, and I think the work that Colleen has done for the internet is incredible. I think her creativity is incredible. Miranda sings, is a character, is a comedian. And I think being a comedian is very hard because you were able to do things years ago that were okay, and now that we've grown and we've matured, we've realized that they're not okay. You know what I mean?
Which raised a lot of controversy. Jojo was just on the Tana Mojo Canceled podcast, and they like denounced her because they're like, whoa, we stand with Trisha. Like, dude, we did not know that she was like a Colleen fan. Like, we didn't know that she rode with her like that. But it seems like that's like a hill that she's willing to die on. And still, even to this day, she still has a relationship with James Charles, despite James Charles being accused of being a predator how many times. There's definitely some concern for Jojo, being that she's still very young and she was a minor just a few years ago. And this relationship that she's had with these adults, although she says that she's had a positive one, people do worry about it, especially because of her relationship with Abby Lee Miller, who she still has a good positive relationship with and who she often thanks for her career. If you didn't know, Abby Lee Miller had her own reality show, Dance Moms, also Abby Lee's Dance Competition. And Abby Lee Miller is known to be a very abusive and toxic dance coach. Many people have expressed their traumas from working with Abby Lee Miller and her dance, so much so as to just completely detaching themselves from anything to do with Abby Lee Miller. There are many videos out there on the internet of Abby Lee Miller screaming at Jojo Siwa and absolutely being awful to her, as well as all the other girls. But Jojo has made videos with her in the past. Jojo still has a relationship with her, still sees her from time to time, still speaks highly of her. So recently there was a reunion for the Dance Moms and Abby Lee Miller's dance competition, which Jojo did decide to attend. She's been very criticized for saying a few things, which has been aired on television, essentially saying that the girls who did not show up to the reunion are basically forgetting where they came from and squashing it down and pretending like it didn't happen. They should be grateful because that's the reason they are who they are.
Them not being here is kind of like, let me erase my past, pretend it never happened, shove it down the drain, when it's like, that's why you are who you are.
While Jojo at this time now in 2024 still feels like her relationship with Abby Lee Miller is positive, which I personally don't think will last forever, but we'll get to that later. I think it's really, really, really messed up to say that people should be appreciative and should show up, especially when they deem Abby Lee Miller as an abuser to them, and being like, well, you should be grateful because she gave you your career. Many of the girls from Dance Moms are not currently dancing as their main job. Obviously, there are people like Maddie Ziegler, whose dance is still very much a part of their lives. Some of them are working, some of them are in college, some of them are in school. This was just not the best or healthiest take from Jojo. And it's very ironic and it's very unfortunate because Jojo Siwa and her mom Jessalyn are currently in some hot water because of a Rolling Stone article that had come out recently about the young girl group XOMG Pop. For the first time, Angie and Leah Sanderson are speaking out, talking exclusively with Rolling Stone about their almost 2-year stint with XOMG Pop. They alleged that Jessalyn was overtly cruel to their young charges, calling them names and in one instance shaming them for having a disability. Jojo, meanwhile, could also be nasty and domineering, according to sources, a sharp contrast from her upbeat on-screen persona. At one point, they allege she screamed insults at the girls during a performance. They also allege that she played a role in helping to build a cutthroat environment long after the cameras were gone, playing favorites and pitting members against each other. Jojo had this whole show where basically her and her mom were like, we're gonna create the next girl group. She also had this like YouTube channel that she used to vlog on. She has millions of subscribers on. Oh, remember 12 million. And she used to vlog and make videos with Emma Chamberlain, like and Colleen Ballinger, like various different videos. And then one day it just turned into like XOMG Pop, and it definitely was not getting as many views anymore. But the focus definitely shifted towards that on YouTube. The sources allege that the Siwas and the producers dangle the carrot of stardom in front of the young XOMG Pop members, only to berate them and encourage them to cry on camera. The moms and kids would come home and have a candy basket and a Nintendo Switch in their hotel room after being messed with all day. The highs were high and the lows were low. The environment was one of constant fear, the Sandersons say. You're kind of taught from the beginning you need to act grateful and thankful at all times and thank Jojo and Jess for every little thing, Angie says. They would say, look, we can make your kids a star. Look at the opportunities that we're giving you. Kind of sound familiar, doesn't it? Jessalyn, Jojo's mom, was allegedly also verbally abusive during rehearsals, and that Jessalyn berated a contestant with hypotonia, a disorder that causes low muscle tone, by mocking her for being unable to move her arms and legs. She also allegedly made fun of her speech, at one point mimicking her. There is no doubt in my mind that JoJo and her mom have this like hard-working mentality, this entrepreneurial mindset. Do I think that Abby Lee Miller being very toxic and abusive to these young girls played a part in how JoJo saw how she herself could be a coach, how to create a successful star, because it ended up working for her? Obviously, what happened to the girls of XOMG Pop is absolutely terrible. It's still kind of ongoing because JoJo and her team report that none of this ever happened. They deny all of the claims, but the claims of where the Sandersons are like, yeah, they constantly wanted to be praised and thanked because of everything that they were doing for us, is very similar to JoJo's mentality with Abby Lee Miller. Just because it worked out for you to become a child star, and being overworked and being braided and being treated very horribly ended up with your career becoming very successful, does not mean that you have to replicate that and put that trauma onto other young girls because you see dollar signs within that. Now we get into Avery Cyrus. Avery Cyrus. So if you don't know, Avery Cyrus is a very, very big TikToker who has been known kind of for her relationship with Soph. Both of them had been in a very long-term relationship until they had posted that they had recently separated. Very, very shortly after, who was seen together? None other than Avery and Jojo Siwa, or else I wouldn't be talking about this. So they decided to take their romance public in September 2022 after months of fan speculation. They would do mukbangs together, doing each other's hair. Like, people were like, oh my god, look at the way that they look at each other. They are in love. People did not like this relationship one bit because Avery and Soph had just ended, and people were like, how are you already with someone else so quickly? People didn't think that the relationship was authentic. People didn't like that Avery suddenly started dressing like Jojo Siwa. They also found out that she was a fan of Jojo Siwa in the past. People just found it a little bit fishy and suspicious and were like, you know what, we don't like this Avery girl. Then simultaneously, people also started to not like how Jojo was treating Avery. The relationship did not last very long. It was from September to December 2022. Since then, it has been just basically a long, ongoing TikTok feud back and forth. Avery does like story times and does like little crafts while talking, and so she will sometimes bring up this ex, and some of the timelines in which she's speaking about happened to line up with Jojo and her relationship with her.
One time I dated this girl who I am fully convinced to this day that she liked nothing about me, which is kind of ironic because she was literally begging me to ask her to be my girlfriend after like 2 months of talking.
Avery said that Jojo would make her cry all the time. She would mock her very often.
I swear this girl would make me cry every single day.
She would play with her emotions. Like, Avery would come and get a plane ticket to come see her for like a week, and Jojo would be like, it's giving married couple vibes. And then Avery would get a plane ticket to leave and go home because that's what Jojo wanted, only to then be like, actually, I want you to stay. There's videos of Jojo being pretty nasty and mean towards Avery.
Get that in your nose too.
Pour an ice cream. Wait, can I try? Yeah.
Oh yeah, there you go. Now you got a little bit of your. Oh, it's good. Oh.
Thank you so much, Jeremy.
Oh, yeah, a little more. Oh, sorry.
Like, give me that.
Oh.
And people speculate that this is about Jojo, but Avery said that her and a person were at a concert together, speculated her and Jojo, were at a Fletcher concert together, in which Jojo's ex, Kylie, was there with her current girlfriend, that they were talking together, and Jojo was like, I need to talk to her the next day, and I need to tell her that there's no bad blood between us, only for Avery to find out that they were basically like flirting and connecting through texts again.
Fast forward 3 days later, she dropped me off at the airport to go home, and as soon as I walk through my front door, she sends me a voice memo breaking up with me through voice memo. I was freaking distraught. I was not expecting it even a little bit.
There was also this whole like roast beef drama, which was wild to see in real time. To make a long story short, Getting Back, Olivia Rodrigo playing, Avery is angrily cutting up this roast beef sandwich just for then Jojo Siwa to make a video of her eating a roast beef sandwich. A lot of drama. They were not joking when they said that the lesbian community on TikTok is absolutely filled with drama. We also got the most iconic video of Jojo Siwa's mom recording Jojo being upset, being like, I got played, I got used.
Why are you mad? Why are you mad?
Because I got used
For what?
for views. and for clout. And I got tricked into being told that I was loved.
I was tricked into thinking that I was loved. And funny enough, Jojo also happened to make fun of Avery a lot for the way that Avery sang, saying that she didn't like the way that she sang, didn't like that she sang in the shower, didn't like that she sang in the car. She didn't like how she sang.
She didn't like when I sung in the shower. She didn't like when I soft sung in the car. She didn't like when I rested my hand on her leg because it felt awkward.
Interesting.
You're still a traitor. Yeah, you are still a traitor.
So Jojo starts pretending that she's pregnant. I know that's a big jump from what we were just talking about. But it did happen. Jojo started her own publicity stunt that she was pregnant. It felt like every single day for a few weeks there was just a photo of Jojo being like, boy or girl, oh my god, I'm pregnant, oh my god. Going to the Target and buying baby clothes, which then at the end she would donate them. However, even more recently, Jojo has been very open, actually very sudden about wanting kids within the next 2 years, but saying that 2 years, she'll be still pretty young, she'll be 22, so she's trying to be realistic and thinking maybe 2 to 4 years.
One of the biggest things for me right now that I'm looking for in a relationship is somebody who is ready for kids. I am not ready, but I'm very near ready. And I think that within the next 3, 4, I wish I could say 2, 3, but I still feel like I will be a little young in 2 years. But I say 3, 4 because I feel like that's pregnant in 3, babies in 4. You know what I mean?
She said in an interview that she already has the sperm donor figured out.
What's the end goal for you? What's the end route? What's the end picture?
My babies. I cannot wait to have kids. People ask me why I do this, and it's one day I want to have a great little family. I got my 3 kids' names picked out: Freddie, Eddie, and Teddy.
No way.
Freddie, Eddie, and Teddy.
Yeah.
I got 3 tattoos dedicated to them somewhere on my arm over here. They're tucked in there. Got a sperm donor lined up and all. We're ready.
Really?
We just gotta be patient.
And she also went through this phase where she was looking exactly like G-Flip, and she had a whole bunch of ink box tattoos, and she decided to get her future kids' names tattooed on her. And she was very serious about it. Freddie, Eddie, and Teddy. I believe Eddie and Teddy are supposed to be twins. This is when Trisha comes in. Don't think that she's up here just for shits and giggles. She has a purpose. Trisha Paytas calls out Jojo Siwa just flat out about how strange it is for her to talk about how she wants kids soon, this obsession with being pregnant and having kids soon and wanting them very soon, while she's still friends with Colleen Ballinger and James Charles and not really acknowledging the things that they have done wrong.
Jojo Siwa is out there too, saying she's ready for kids. I was like, okay, she's supporting James, supporting Colleen, ready for kids. I'm like, maybe pump. I never say pump the brakes on kids, but I'm like, if you're supporting these people right now, maybe just pump the brakes on kids if you don't see really what the issue is. You know what I mean?
Is it a little bit concerning to be friends with predators, being very passionate about wanting kids and not seeing anything wrong with what your friends are doing to these children? Additionally, on top of that, her and her mom being in this whole scandal about abusing and being very awful to these children. Trisha also mentions I don't know if it's because she's an overworked child star or because something hasn't connected with her. I personally do think that Jojo Siwa and a bunch of child stars are wildly repressed, all in very different ways. I mean, the whole documentary Quiet on Set has basically just reconfirmed that for me. Obviously, I hope that Jojo Siwa has not had a significant amount of childhood trauma due to her career. I hope that she doesn't have any. I know that's not realistic though, and it's a shame for any kid to go through that in the first place, or for anyone's parents to be putting them in that position, or the adults that are taking advantage of these kids. In my opinion, I do think Jojo was overworked. I don't know if it was smart for a child to be this entrepreneur, becoming a millionaire at such a young age, being expected to go on all of these tours, music, performances, appearances, merch. Her childhood was essentially robbed of her because she did not have one, even though she likes to say that, she's a perpetual toddler. Obviously, this is the last thing I want to happen, but I do think that we'll see in the next 10 years or something like that, Jojo coming out and talking about her issues with childhood trauma and being put in the spotlight at a very young age and the pressures that it had put on her. Although she may not feel that now and maybe has repressed that now, I do unfortunately think that will come out as she gets older, which is maybe why she's pushing this whole be appreciative kind of, persona. But since Jojo was so targeted mainly towards kids. We are now in the process of seeing her transition into this like adult era of her, which a lot of stars go through. Some may be less than others. She is comparing her transition into this era a lot to Miley Cyrus's Bangers era. But I mean, it's like a common trope in pop music. Think Taylor Swift, think Britney Spears, Olivia Rodrigo even, on a lesser scale. This like bad girl persona is nothing new. Jojo likes to think that it's very new because she even said like, oh my god, nobody in my generation has done it. And that she takes a lot of inspiration from Elvis because he's the first one that wasn't afraid to be himself. I'm not gonna touch on that. Now the thing where I like teeter back and forth whether or not I do think that Jojo's rebrand is real or trolling goes back and forth. And I think it's just a mix of both. Jojo has had to maintain this like young, childish persona for forever. You can't really get away with that anymore when you're 20, almost 21 years old. At one point or another, you have to stop milking that and move on because it will seem inauthentic. And children are just gonna find the next thing to be obsessed with. And I don't know how interested kids are right this second with Jojo Siwa. And Jojo has been an adult for quite a while, right? Or at least treated like one, even, you know, while she was a child because, you know, she was this money maker. Her net worth is supposedly $20 million. She's no stranger to like flaunting money. She's very known for her like decked out, wrapped cars with her face all over it, which is definitely like a smart marketing move. But not so much when people catch you on the road because you're texting while driving or you're cutting people off and people catch you in LA and like there's no way that you can be like, that wasn't me, because your face is plastered all over it and the back says karma's a bitch. Anyway, she just recently did move out in Georgia because she is working on a show there. So this is her first time like living away from her parents. But if anything, I am very happy that Jojo decided to display her relationship publicly with her first few girlfriends before this whole like bad girl era. I think that was a lot of amazing exposure to young kids that may not have normally gotten it and show that like, yes, being queer is completely okay. So while I'm happy she didn't do this any sooner, Jojo did recently start, you know, teasing a new era. A new era was coming, which she posted on her Instagram. Warning, the following content is not made for children and may be disturbing or offensive to some viewers. May contain sexual themes, violence, strong language, traumatic scenarios, and flashing lights. Viewer discretion is advised. I'm like, oh my god, they're gonna simulate war. They're gonna do that one Trisha Paytas war music video. That's what this is gonna be. Jojo and her marketing team were fucking on it. If there's one thing that Jojo is not, it's stupid. Jojo is very smart. Jojo is good at making money. Jojo is good at being relevant. I mean, I'm literally talking about her right now. I never thought I'd be making a video about Jojo Siwa, but I am. Things are rapidly changing in the Siwa-verse, okay? From this clean-cut 4 children image, Instagram profile picture, middle fingers. Oh my god. Disclaimers up on her Instagram. Teasing this new song. I was a bad girl. Jojo has made this song stuck in my head. Sorry, but anytime I get a moment of silence, which isn't often because I always have my noise canceling headphones on and I'm always playing like a movie or a show or a podcast or a YouTube video because I can't be alone with my thoughts. Any moment of silence that I do get, Karma's a Bitch is playing, and I hate to admit it, it's true. Jojo starts promoting her new song, Karma, and she has this new little dance. And it's really good. And she figured out this gets views. This gets people watching. This is a stupid dance move and it's funny and people like it. So I'm gonna keep doing it. I mean, she quite literally admitted to it.
But with that particular dance move, it started because I was fucking around in the studio, videoing the dance. I was like, I want to see what happens if I do it like overly full out, what it looks like. Because that shit would sometimes do really good on TikTok. Because I did this series back in the day that was like doing this dance trend as if I was 11-year-old me. And so then that kind of became a thing. You know what I mean? I kind of had to like keep...
Then the costumes start showing. She like dressed up for an award show this last week. And people are like, oh my god, it's giving WWE wrestler. It is giving Kiss. Bring guests on my podcast? Oh my gosh. One of my exes. Jojo Siwa calls paparazzi on herself to stand outside of a sex store while she goes in and comes out with a bag and a plushy penis. This is the bad girl era in question. I was a bad girl. So JoJo is absolutely getting ripped apart this last week. Oh my god, she's so cringy. This is like if a child thought that she was having like a rebellious era. And like this is where I teeter back and forth, where I'm like, how much is for PR and how much is she serious? Because she's a smart girl. I think that this was very smart and iconic to be going to a sex store and coming out with that. That's hilarious. She's always wearing her own merch and like, you know, her face is on the front and the words to the song are on the back. It's always free advertising. Do I think she's dead serious about the costume and the outfit? I don't know. I don't think so, maybe. I think she knows it'll get people talking. Like, this is ridiculous. This is crazy enough that I recreated it. I borrowed this shirt from a friend because I was like, I need to look like Jojo Siwa. Put glitter and eyeliner on my eyes because I was like, I need to copy Jojo Siwa. Like, she is smart for it. Do I think she necessarily thinks that she will have her Miley bangers era? I don't know. But I think she is being realistic about the fact that she does have to change her audience because it cannot stay like 7-year-olds forever. And so one way to get into it is with the mentality of any press is good press. So her new music video comes out Friday. Karma. Like I said, she was humping a girl. The tectonic plates shifted. It was like a Fortnite dance moves for the entire music video. Also, allegedly, JoJo's new song Karma is Miley Cyrus' scrap song from 2011, produced by Rock Mafia, written by Antonina Armato, rumored back then to be released as Karma's a Bitch, which makes total sense because she is a huge Miley Cyrus fan. She's talked about it in the past, and also says that she takes a lot of inspiration from her bangers era. She also said in a video that when she first initially heard the lyrics, she wasn't ready to release it. She wasn't ready to say, I was a bad girl.
Was very afraid of the lyrics of Karma. I wasn't ready to say I was a bad girl. I wasn't ready to say I should have known better.
The whole song is essentially about cheating. So people assume that the whole entire song is about her relationship with Avery Cyrus and Kylie. What is it really about, considering that she didn't even write the song herself? But the funniest thing to come out of her release party that night was that she was showing music that she has coming up. And JoJo said that, I want you to listen to this song because there's a special ad-lib about an ex of mine. And people are going crazy for this song. They're like, wait, this song actually sounds really good. Only for it to be put on TikTok the next day and everyone to realize that's not a JoJo song. That's an Emmeline song from 2022. Some of my exes are ugly. Some of my exes are vain. Quite literally same lyrics, same voice, same sound, same everything. People are now determining, was this even Jojo Siwa who sung this song, or was it just Emmeline's voice? And the supposed ad-lib that Jojo had added was you're welcome for making her ex famous. Which could very well be JoJo, but was that the only contribution that she made to the song? Unsure. There's been a few videos of JoJo's other music being shown, which honestly kind of sounds good. I'm into the hyperpop, like I'm with it. If Addison Rae can do it, why can't JoJo Siwa, you know what I mean? But so now a lot of people are like, fuck, did JoJo steal the smaller creator's song? But allegedly, Emmeline had probably sold this song to a record label, which then had sold it to JoJo. Hi 2024 fans, I'm gonna make this a story time soon. I actually didn't sign off on it coming out with JoJo, not her fault. If my version gets love, I can still put it out after hers. Thanks for the support. JoJo recently has been compared a lot to Jennifer Lopez. Not in like a positive way of like, oh my god, she's a mogul, oh my god, she's an icon, but more so in like a, wow, no one is so obsessed with JoJo like JoJo is obsessed with JoJo. Like JoJo loves herself more than anyone loves JoJo. But I mean, her methods are working. She is a genius when it comes to marketing and selling herself and this entrepreneurial mindset. She is rich for a reason. Like, has Jojo Siwa ever actually cared that much about bows? Has she actually? This isn't a Jojo Siwa bow, by the way. Okay, thank you very much. Did Jojo Siwa ever care that much about bows? Was that actually part of her persona, or was it maybe just because she saw an opportunity within it? Does she care for her current look very much right now? I don't even know. It seems like she seems her most confident when she is dressing like G-Flip. I know that this is meant to be a costume and for shock value, but I don't know if she's very much so confident or if she's doing things for the marketing. Which I do have to say, I love it when people have authenticity to them and show an authentic side to them, especially artists and YouTubers and TikTokers and just creators in general. I love it when people are authentic in themselves, but I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I ever thought Jojo Siwa was this like authentic creator. Like, I never ran to Jojo Siwa being like, oh, she's authentic. I love her content. She's so authentic. She knows that she's gonna have to cater to a new audience, and that's gonna be a really tough transition considering where she's come from. But for the time being, the trolling is definitely working for her, and she wants you to make fun of her. The more that you dress up like her, like I'm doing right now, the more that you make a whole Chronically Online Girl video about her, the fatter her wallet gets. I'm telling you right now, they will be playing Karma in Woody's in the neighborhood in Philly. It's gonna happen. I'm waiting for the remixes. Like I said, if Addison Rae can do it, why can't Jojo Siwa? You know what I mean? Charlie XCX and Jojo Siwa, when? I'm just kidding. I don't actually want that, but hope that you guys liked this video. If you did, please make sure that you leave it a like because it helps me out so much. Also, leave a comment about anything that you want, anything that I potentially have missed, or any other ideas for future Chronically Online Girl videos. Make sure you subscribe if you want to be nasty. If not, you're disgusting. Also, make sure I have your bell notifications on so you know every single time I post, or else you are gross. I have merch, and I have a new podcast episode that comes out every other Monday. You want to follow me on my other social media, Instagram, Twitter, Depop, Spotify, it's just at Nicole Rafiee. And if you want to follow me on my TikTok, it's at Nikki Nasty. I'm gonna go now and go to bed because it's 3 a.m. and I can't be talking about Jojo Siwa during the witching hours, you know? Maybe I will have sleep paralysis tonight, you know? Maybe Jojo Siwa will be standing at the foot of my bed, you know? Saying karma's a bitch.
But the kid will do it sometime.